What is the sign of an enjoyable gaming experience? You play the damn game. God forbid you finish the game. Because why would you sit through something you didn't enjoy? This is not nostalgia guppy supping. I have never played iNinja. I have never heard of iNinja. But this is pure PS2 aura. Before I get into the source, I tried recording gameplay of 3 other games. They just didn't grip me. I'm not here to name shame, but iNinja soothed an itch they couldn't. Its gameplay is solid, the art direction is timeless, and the character is an arrogant tiny ninja with a heart of gold.
Stay here and try not to die again.
Well, it's the 240th best game in 2003, according to our good friends at Metacritic.
The numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
The 240th best game soothed that itch. I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't medicated cream do the trick? What a time to be alive. There are so many questionable things in this game as well. But yet, I kept playing it until the credits rolled. I've made a list of all the things that tried to dampen my experience. But the good still outweighs the bad. In fact, I'd argue the good was so good that it almost propels this game to being a true platforming gem. It doesn't sit with Jack and Ratchet. Hell, it doesn't quite sit with Sly. But it is nicely nestled just under the raccoon. iNinja is giving Sly a boot up, and that is the best compliment I have. Let's start with the bad, shall we? In no particular order, we have timed missions. Doesn't your soul just die a teeny tiny bit when playing timed missions? I don't know about you, but I'm something of a casual gamer myself. But OTC, in your Jack 2 video you enjoyed the time mission on the hoverboard. Now let me lay it out hot and messy. That was a time mission created through comedic delivery, through character interaction. The timing element made sense. In iNinja, you repeat the same level you have already played to earn grades. And that, my platforming enthusiast, is a cardinal sin. What doesn't help is ninja showboating 9 times out of 10 when climbing an obstacle. Bro, the clock's ticking. Do you even care? No. Actually, showboating is totally in character. I'll give them that. I get having time challenges. Lots of platformers do. I might be the only one walking down this road, but I don't finish a level and think, oh, I wonder if I followed the perfect line. The several small hubs you visit, which lead to doors to the missions, are on a whole disappointing. It is down to how good the first hub is. Robot Beach is awesome.
Still got the moves.
A burnt out Megabot lies disfigured and impaled by the cliff face. The missions are all tied to recovering the robot's parts. And I like that the hub isn't just another place, it has ties with the missions. No other hubs do anything remotely as smart as that. The port hub is boring, the jungle hub is a joke, and the canyon is okay. But it's just okay. The potential was there to create meaningful hubs tied to the missions. That would have been incredible, but the hubs don't really matter. They're a means to an end, they're gameplay fluff. If they took the time to elevate these hubs, making the missions impact them directly, it would have made this game unstoppable. Okay, maybe there's more to it than that. What was the gold for? In iNinja you collect gold in levels. Most platforming games have this element. It's a fun element. At first I thought it was collect 100 gold and you earn a life. Kinda like Crash with apples or Sonic with rings. Maybe there is a store that I haven't found. After so much gold, I stopped really caring for it. It throws a ton at you. So eventually playing through I noticed strangers in the hubs. After speaking to them, you spend the gold on missions that earn you grades, which is fine, I guess everything gets grades. These missions are challenges ranging from pleasant to, you can't be serious. You know, I got the gold. I wiped my ass with 800 gold. But if anybody out there has beaten the eggshells challenge, hats off to you. Your hair is slick. The challenge I sunk several minutes into was the ball roll, collecting 100 red coins. Half the time I couldn't get the ball to go down the centre. What was I doing wrong? Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Tedious at best. Maybe I'm just not ninja enough. But again, the whole gold thing could have had an infrastructure for items, lives, abilities, to make those pesky coins more valuable.
And it's gone. It's gone. It's all gone.
Once you go black, there's no going back. I finally earned black belt.
We go forward. Only forward.
I was powerful enough to take on the final boss. I was so disappointed. Odor was a joke. The other bosses in the game are fun. The build up to the finale was like the Avengers building up to taking on Thanos.
Reduced to atoms.
Odor had the Infinity Gems. I expected the deadliest fight yet, and he was so easy. The boss was in 2 stages. The first stage of the fight was fine because I knew he was only messing. Getting to the second area was great. Gravity is lowered, making some big swings. This is it. The final area reminded me of Ratchet and Clank. But how often can you do a circular arena with rails? Nobody trademarks that. Ratchet's last boss was a challenge, but against this thing, his missiles posed no threat. He bounces you away, causing 0 damage. It was the worst boss fight in the entire game, and it's just sad.
I forgive you.
Before we open Pandora's box and finally talk about the aura, I want to thank everyone for subscribing. If there's a PS2 game you are dying to see, when we cross that 200th subscriber, I will be taking on suggestions. That PS2 aura. Ninja is an overconfident, hot-headed psycho. The protagonist fits the bygone era. Imagine a time when games stood out from one another. Gaming protagonists made games stand out from each other. Just imagine that. Now we have carbon copy protagonists playing very similar feeling games. And that is a hard pill to swallow. Going into a gaming store as a youngster, we couldn't Google whether the game was well received. We had to be drawn in by the characters on the box. Each game had its own aura. iNinja opens with a completely bizarre rescue attempt from Ninja, who accidentally kills his own sensei, and the sensei jokes about it.
Grasp of the obvious astounds.
The sensei mixes his words. He starts conversations with insight just to end on a punchline. Nothing, and I mean nothing, in this game is taken seriously, and it's a breath of fresh air. Ninja is the only character with conviction, and seeing his sass is hilarious.
No, now I leave. Goodbye, fish girl.
The small interactions you do have are great. There are no large info dumps, and I'm okay with that. There is one big bad and he's got a production line of goons causing mayhem.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
my
I need to
grandmother
know.
once said-
In the end, you get the Stone of Life, the stone to grant you immortality, and there's audible sentiment of actions speak louder than words. Ninja throws the stone at the sensei and he is brought back. There is nothing heavy. As the sensei says thank you, Ninja cuts him off. Honestly, that is deeper than most modern shows. Doing things you deem right doesn't need validation. Following your own code is enough. The gameplay is the bread and butter, and it is responsive and fun. The jumping is great, the wall running always works, the swinging has good momentum, the sword glide is weird but enjoyable to pull off. There are large half pipes where you have to build momentum, tight spaces where you leap back and forth, rails you grind along, small moments in the game where you pick up speed and have to use the grapple to stay on a track remind me of Sonic 3D. Riding on objects is a great change of pace, offering a different kind of challenge. What is actually amazing is the camera tracking. A camera that behaves is a true sight to behold. It keeps you moving through the levels effortlessly. I know I don't like time missions, but the ones where you have to find the red coins is kind of fun. Oh, and they're well hidden. Maybe not Sherlock-esque, but searching for areas of a mission you never needed to venture, to slice a barrel, because of course they have to hide in barrels, was enjoyable. I'm just a sucker for going at my own pace. The mainline missions feel different, though yes, I know you have to revisit some, but let's imagine you didn't for a second. A perfectly made game filled with unique missions. That would be something. The platforming hits its ceiling in the caves where they introduce gaps that send you into the abyss. Some of my favourite moments are figuring that I had to destroy this thing and be carried across the room by Ninja's head. Also in that mission he rides a rocket. That is the Ninja way. I like the mission on the space station where you have to annihilate all the royal guards. One new enemy type dedicated to one mission. Damn, that's good. You may think at face value the combat is simple. Well, it is, but I actually like the combat. There's enough enemy variation. I think there's over 10 different enemy types, which for a platforming game in 2003 seems pretty good. But what I like best about killing pesky enemies is unlocking the swords. These swords are great because each time you unlock one, your sensei describes them to you, with each description crazier than the
The
last.
largest sapphire crystal ever known and found on the floor of the deepest ocean. It is light and razor sharp.
The boss fights are amazing. The first one, you operate the robot from the beach. It's a slug match where you dodge blows in counter. It's a cool ass fight, though my boxing skills were terrible. The second boss, you're in a submarine underwater dodging mines and attacks. The third, you're in a combat armour from the Matrix timing reloads while shooting ghosts to power up missiles. The fourth is two glorious stages. Avoiding lava and incoming fire was my personal favourite. So what am I saying? I want cheaper made games that choose gameplay quality over graphical fidelity. Well, I know that ain't happening. Money's in the hardware. I want studios to have original ideas that look different. The jury's out on that one. I want fun protagonists to boot. How is that so hard? Game developers spend years on one game. Why would you want anything different? Most importantly, I want iNinja 2. Yeah, I said it.
Why did you give
But
me
that's not
this
going to
disease?
happen.